I never revealed to my son the truth about my $40,000 monthly income, despite him watching me embrace a humble existence day after day. Then came the evening he asked me to join him for a meal with his in-laws, fresh off a plane from distant shores. I chose to play the part of a struggling, wide-eyed matriarch to uncover their true colors toward someone with empty pockets. But the instant I crossed into that bistro, the night unraveled in ways that shattered my daughter-in-law and her kin beyond their wildest fears. And believe me, they had it coming. Allow me to unravel the tale from the beginning. Let me unveil the woman I truly am. For my son Javier, now 35, had no inkling of his mother's hidden world. In his eyes, I was merely the lady who dashed off to the office at dawn, dragged home exhausted at dusk, whipped up meals from pantry scraps. Just a regular worker, perhaps a clerk, utterly unremarkable. And I let that illusion stand unchallenged. I kept silent about my $40,000 paycheck each month, about my 2 decades as a top executive in a global powerhouse, sealing deals worth millions and steering fates for thousands. Why broadcast it? Wealth wasn't a banner to flaunt. I came of age in a time when honor dwelled deep inside, when quiet strength outshone empty boasts. So I shielded my secret fiercely. I stayed rooted in the same cozy flat for years. I clutched the same leather purse till threads frayed. I shopped sales racks, simmered soups at home, stashed every cent, poured it into smart ventures, and built a fortune in the shadows. For real influence whispers, never roars. Real influence watches keenly. And I was watching sharp when Javier rang that Tuesday afternoon. His tone carried an edge, jittery, like the boy he'd been after a mischief. "Mom, I've got a request. Isabella's folks are here from overseas. First visit ever. They insist on meeting you. Dinner Saturday at this bistro. Come, please." That quiver in his words set me on edge. It wasn't a son's warm invite. It was a plea to avoid shame, to blend seamlessly, to polish the family image. "Have they heard anything about me?" queried evenly. Pause stretched. Then Javier fumbled. "I said you handle office tasks, live solo, keep it basic, don't have extras." There it hung, the label basic, shrinking my whole saga to a pitiful tag, as if I were a flaw he had to excuse. I drew a long, steady breath. "All right, Javier, count me in." I ended the call, scanning my living space. Faded yet cozy chairs, bare walls sans pricey prints, a modest screen, zero flash to dazzle. Right then I resolved. If my boy saw me as penniless, if his in-laws arrived primed to sneer, I'd serve up precisely that mirage. I'd act destitute, clueless, and needy. A mom scraping by on fumes. I craved the raw sting of their regard for the have-nots. I yearned to glimpse their unmasked selves, for I sensed a vibe. I sensed Isabella's clan-sized folks by wallet weight. And my gut, it never misses. Saturday dawned. I donned my rattiest ensemble. A baggy taupe frock, all creases and frumps from a second-hand bin. Scuffed flats, zero bling. Not a ring or timepiece. I slung a threadbare cloth satchel, yanked my locks into a sloppy twist, and eyed the glass. I mirrored a soul worn thin by trials. Invisible. Dill. I hailed a cab, recited the spot. An upscale bistro in the city's poshest quarter, where Italian menus skip costs, where silverware outprices most folks' paychecks. As we rolled, a odd brew stirred in me, a cocktail of excitement and ache. Thrill, for I foresaw a storm brewing. Ache, for a sliver of me prayed I'd misread them. Prayed they'd embrace me warmly, show grace, ignore the shabby threads. Yet the core of me, the one forged over 40 years dodging boardroom wolves, knew the ambush ahead. The cab halted at the bistro's glow. Soft lanterns, a glove-clad usher, chic crowds gliding in. I settled the fare, alighted, inhaled deep, breached the portal, and spotted them. Javier hovered by a sleek table framing the vista. Clad in charcoal tailoring, crisp ivory shirt, polished loafers. Tension etched his brow. Next to him, Isabella, my daughter-in-law, in a sculpted ivory gown with gilded trims, stilettos, her sleek mane cascading flawlessly. Poised to perfection as ever, yet her gaze dodged mine, fixed on the door with strained mortification. Then I clocked them. Isabella's parents, enthroned at the table like nobles. The mom, Rosa, in a shimmering teal sheath ablaze with beads, gems dripping from throat, arms, digits. Her raven tresses coiled in a chic chignon. She radiated that icy, sharp allure that cows. Beside her Miguel, her spouse, in flawless slate suiting, a massive timepiece gleaming, face stern. They screamed high fashion spread. I approached with hesitant shuffles, as if daunted. Javier caught sight first. His features froze. Pupils flared. He raked me head to toe. I saw his throat bob. "Mom, you made it." His words dripped unease. "Naturally, my boy, right here." I offered a shy grin, the sort from a stranger to glamour haunts. Isabella pecked my cheek, brisk, robotic. "Mother-in-law, good to have you." Her stare screamed otherwise. She presented me to her parents with an odd, near-contrite lilt. "Dad, Mom, meet Javier's mom." Rosa glanced up, appraised me, and in a flash I read it all. The scorn, the contempt, the letdown. Her gaze prowled my rumpled frock, battered flats, cloth sack. Silence first, then a limp hand thrust out. Chilly, fleeting, feeble. "Delighted." Miguel mirrored. Limp grip, phony beam. "Enchanted." I claimed the seat at table's tail, the outlier spot, like an afterthought invitee. None eased my chair. None queried my ease. The server swept in with ornate, weighty menus in flowing Italian. I flipped mine, feigned total bafflement. Rosa eyed me. "Menu trouble?" she queried, lips curving sans warmth. "Yes, kindly." These terms escaped me. My tone shrank, meek. She exhaled, then picked for me. "Keep it basic," she declared. "Nothing extravagant. No need to splurge." The words dangled heavy. Miguel bobbed agreement. Javier stared off. Isabella fiddled her cloth. Hush fell. I merely observed. Rosa kicked off with chit-chat. The overseas trek, jet lag woes, cities' stark contrasts. Then she eased into finances. She name-dropped their resort, $1,000 nightly. The premium ride they'd leased, naturally. The boutiques they'd hit. Snagged a trinket or two. No biggie, couple grand. She aimed it at me, fishing for awe. I dipped my chin. "Sounds grand." "Isn't it?" she pressed on. "You see, Elena, we've always stewarded our funds wisely. Toiled relentlessly. Placed bets shrewdly. Now we've got estates across 3 nations. Miguel runs hefty ventures. I helm our portfolio." Her smirk dripped smugness. "And you, what's your line?" Her voice honeyed, laced with poison. "Office gig," I murmured, eyes downcast. "Bit of this, that, docs, sorting basics." Rosa swapped a glance with Miguel. "Got it. Clerical duties. Respectable. Honest labor. Every role has merit, eh?" "Absolutely," I echoed. Dishes landed. Vast platters with dollops of gourmet, styled like sculptures. Rosa sliced her fillet with finesse. $80 a pop, she noted. "But prime. Excellence demands the fee. Can't settle for slop, can we?" He nodded. "Spot on." Javier pivoted to jobs, ventures. Rosa cut in. "Son, your mom's solo these days." Javier affirmed. "Yep, compact flat." Rosa turned pity eyes on me, staged. "Tough go, huh? Solo at your stage, scant backup. Salary stretch far." The snare snapped shut. I whispered, "I cope. Pinch pennies. Needs stay lean." Rosa heaved a theatrical sigh. "Oh, Elena, such grit. I truly salute a woman battling solo. Although naturally we all yearn to shower our kids with abundance, to craft brighter paths for them. But alas, each soul offers what fate allows." There it struck, the sly, lethal jab. She was branding me inadequate for my boy, claiming I'd shortchanged him, that I was a meager, failing guardian. Isabella stared at her dish. Javier gripped his knuckles beneath the cloth, and I merely beamed. "But on. Each offers what fate allows." Rosa pressed on. We insured Isabella claimed the finest. Elite academies, globe-trotting adventures, mastery of 4 tongues. Now she commands a stellar role, reaps fortunes. And upon wedding Javier, oh, we stepped up big. Funded their home's initial stake. Covered their lavish getaway, it's our creed. We champion our offspring. She fixed her gaze on me, piercing. And you? Did you aid Javier at their union? The query sliced like a honed blade. Barely, I murmured. Shared a modest token. Rosa's grin oozed faux warmth. Adorable. Gestures matter, no. Sums fade, heart shines. And there, fury ignited deep in my core. Not a blaze, icy leashed like currents beneath frost. I inhaled measured breaths, held the meek curve, let Rosa prattle on, for that's their game. They bluster. They balloon egos. They flaunt. And the louder they boom, the barer they bear. The void within unravels. Rosa swirled her crimson vintage in the goblet, sommelier style. This gem hails from France's rarest terroir. $200 per flask, yet connoisseurs never stint. Do you savor vintages, Elena? Rarely, I whispered. And then the bargain bins. I'm clueless on such finesse. Rosa's smirk dripped patronization. No fret. Not all wield refined senses. It blooms from journeys, exposures, refinement. Miguel and I toured Europe's vines, South America's slopes, California's groves. We're versed adepts. Miguel concurred. Passion we cherish. Isabella's honing it too. She boasts our flair. He beamed at Isabella with smug delight. Isabella mustered a frail curve. Grateful, Mom. Rosa swiveled to me. And you, Elena, what pastimes light your idle hours? I lifted my shoulders. Screen time, stove duties, garden strolls, humble joys. Rosa and Miguel traded that loaded glance, brimming with unspoken scorn. Charming, Rosa cooed. Modest pursuits hold allure, though surely we all crave elevation, eh? World vistas, fresh thrills, cultural bloom. Yet I grasp, not all sees such doors. I dipped my head. True enough. Not all sees such doors. The server glided with sweets, minuscule masterpieces, art on porcelain. Rosa claimed the priciest. $30 for a nibble disguised as tort. Divine, she savored post-nibble. Edible gold dust atop. Spot those glints. Elite haunts alone indulge. I nibbled my plain, thriftier slice in quiet. Rosa forged ahead. Listen, Elena, with kin gathered, it's prime for a family powwow. Her face shifted, grave, mock-nurturing. Javier's our cherished son-in-law. We adore him. Isabella adores him and we honor her choice. But as guardians we crave peak for our girl. Javier stiffened. Mom, not now. Rosa silenced him with a palm. Hear me out, son. Vital stuff. You pinned me. Elena, I get you poured your all into Javier. Solo rearing. I salute you truly. But he's evolved, wedded now. Duties mount, and Isabella and he merit bedrock. Bedrock, echoed soft. Aye, Rosa affirmed. Fiscal, heartfelt bedrock. We've bolstered heaps, we'll keep it up. Yet we insist Javier sheds excess loads. Her edge rang crystal, I was the load. Me, his flesh, his bride's kin. Isabella eyed her plate, craving oblivion. Javier's jaw locked rigid. Loads, echoed. Rosa exhaled theatrically. No offense meant, Elena, but your years, solo pad, slim wage. It's bound to gnaw at Javier, compel his frets, his duties. Fine trait in a lad. But we shield his union from such strains. Clear. Crystal, I replied. Rosa beamed. Thrilled you grasp. Hence this chat. Miguel and I devised a plan. She milked the pause. We'd extend fiscal aid. A tidy monthly stipend for ease days, sparing Javier's pangs. Modest mind. No sorcery, but a lifeline. I held still, eyes locked, biding. She rolled on. In return, just grant Javier and Isabella breathing room. Curb visits, ease demands, let them forge unhindered, interference-free. Sound fair. There it dangled, the deal, charity's cloak over payoff. They aim to hush me out, to coin my exile from my boy's orbit. Lest I irk, lest my rags tarnish their gem. Javier erupted. Mom, cease. She needn't. Rosa overrode. Javier, steady. Adult discourse. Your mom gets it, I dabbed my napkin serene, sipped clear, let quiet swell. All eyes riveted. Rosa expectant, Miguel haughty, Isabella shamed, Javier frantic. Then I voiced. No meek trill now. Steel crisp glacial. Fascinating proposal, Rosa. Utterly lavish. Rosa preen triumphant. Delighted you concur. Inclined. Yet queries linger for clarity. Rosa batted lids. Fire away freely. Edged nearer. Precisely how tidy a stipend. Figures. Rosa faltered. Say $500. Perhaps $700 scaled. He nodded. $700 monthly to fade from my son's realm. Rosa scowled. Not phrased so, but. Yes, I cut. Precisely so. She squirmed. Elena, no misread, we aid. Aid, I echoed. Like the home stake. Quantum. Rosa puffed pride. $40,000. $40,000. Magnificent. And the getaway. $15,000. Rosa detailed. 3-week Euro Odyssey. Epic. Staggering, I marveled. So, $55,000 sunk into Javier and Isabella. Rosa glowed. Love knows no reins. I nodded deliberate. True. Love withholds not. But query Rosa, that bounty, all poured, procured what? True regard. Rosa blinked baffled. Did it snag authentic bonds, or mere compliance? Or thickened. Rosa's grin evaporated. Pardon. My edge honed. You've monologued cash all eve, tallies, outlays, hoards. Yet zero probes my joys, my pains, my solitude. You've tallied my tally. $700 monthly worth. Rosa blanched. I never. You did, I sliced. From entry, you've weighed me by purse strings. And here's my revelation, Rosa. Those who harp on coin grasp least their own merit. Miguel butted in. You're twisting my wife's aims. Locked eyes. Her aims. Pity. Dinner's debasement. Alms for my vanishing act. Miguel gaped mute. Javier paled like a ghost. Mom, please. I turned to him. No, Javier, hold your peace. Silence ends here. I folded the napkin neat on the cloth. I eased back in my seat. No trace of meekness lingered in my frame. No cowering. I locked eyes with Rosa, unyielding. She met mine a heartbeat, then darted away, squirming. The shift rippled through the air. All sensed it. Rosa, your words moments back intrigued me. You praised lone warriors, the bold souls who endure. Rosa dipped her chin slow. I did. Then ponder this. Have you ever battled solo? Toiled sans your partner's shield. Forged empires with bare palms, free of kin's coffers. Rosa faltered. I've notched my triumphs. Such as. I probed earnest spark in my tone. Enlighten me. Rosa fussed her chignon. I steer our stakes. Guard our holdings. Call shots in our empires. Inclined. Empires your mate erected, holdings jointly claimed, stakes ceded from his yields. Or do I err? Miguel bristled, irked. Unjust strike. Naturally, I soothed even. Her toils no myth. Yet chasm yawns. Twixt tending troves already forged and birthing them from dust. Twixt ruling realms bestowed and stacking stone by stone, no. Rosa's lips thinned. Where's this veering, Elena? I'll illuminate, I vowed. 4 decades past I stood 23. Clerk in a modest firm. Bare scraps for pay. Huddled in a leased nook. Scraped by on bargain bites. Utterly adrift. Javier gaped. I'd spared him such depths before. Pressed. Then came the spark, with child. Sire vanished. Kin shunned. Crossroads loomed. Press on or perish. Pressed. Toiled till labor's eve. Returned fortnight post Javier's wail. Neighbor minded him days. 12-hour grinds, relentless. I sipped clear, pause heavy. None stirred. Clerkdom faded. Night owls for books. Courses carved in shadows. English from civic stacks. Ledger lore, fiscal arts, ops mastery, self-taught. All amid solo rearing. All atop bills. Roof, rations, remedies, rags. Rosa fixated on her plate. Her swagger chipped. And behold Rosa, ascent rung by rung, clerk to aid, aid to lead, lead to chief, chief to helm. 2 decades grind. Sacrifices beyond your ken. Yet conquered. And my yield now? Queried. Rosa shook. $40,000 monthly. Void swallowed sound, universe halted. Javier's fork clattered. Isabella's orbs bulged. Miguel scowled skeptical. Rosa rigid, lips agape. $40,000, I echoed. Monthly, nigh 2 decades. Near $10 million raw haul career-wide. Sans stakes, perks, shares. Rosa fluttered lids. No. $40,000 monthly. Precisely, I affirmed serene. Regional ops czar, global titan. 5 realms under wing. Hundreds of millions budgeted. Call sway 10,000 souls. Packs sealed sans solicitor squads. Daily right. Javier blanched. Mom, why cloak it? Gazed fond. You thrived sans it, lad. Effort your creed, not coin. Man, not mogul. Wealth warps, I barred its bite. But then, Isabella breathed. That snug flat. Plain garb. No sleek ride. I grinned. No need to dazzle. True riches hush. More amassed, less flaunted. Pinned Rosa. Hence tonight's rags. Feigned pauper. Clueless crone act. To gauge your gaze on the void pocketed. Your masks unpeeled. Vividly Rosa. Crystal clear. Rosa flushed crimson, shame, fury, rout. Absurd. Such sums. We'd sense. Javier would. I willed the veil, I countered. Job hushed. Life lean. Earnings. Dashed, swelled, compounded. No baubles, no bistro boasts. Miguel hawked. Still rudeness reigns. Aims twisted. Truly. Bored in. Twisted your burden tag on me for Javier. Twisted your $700 hush gold for exile. Twisted every jab at garb, gig, existence. Miguel mute. Rosa too. Arose. Eyes riveted. Hear what none dared whisper. Coin buys no grace. No true lore. No heart. You hoard heaps, yet zilch of essence. Rosa surged seething. And you. Liar, trickster, fool-maker. You fooled selves, I iced. I merely lit the stage. You shone spectacularly. Isabella teared. Mother-in-law unaware. I cut. Unaware you. But they. Savored my debase till pauper proved plutocrat. Now flail in the fallout. Rosa quaked. No claim. Every claim mine, I shot. As your son's bride's dam. Merit. Not mince, not mantle, but flesh, blood, soul. Forgotten all eve. Javier rose. Mom, depart. Held. Patience, son. Climax nears. Last glare at Rosa. Your $700 lifeline. My riposte. $1 million now. Prove one kind act to the coinless. Rosa gaped, clamped, void. Precisely, I sealed. Impossible, you tally worth by vaults. That's our gulf. I forged fortunes, you fritter. I claimed honor, you coin it. Bear poise. You ledgers. I hefted my frayed sack. Drew sleek obsidian card. Plunked it pre-Rosa. Firm card. Boundless line. Cover feast, lavish gratuity. From your broke knife. Rosa eyed it venomous. Ebony gloss, silver script. Elena Vasquez, regional ops. Fingers quivered lifting. Flipped scan met my stare. Superior gleam. Vanished. Fear flickered unforeseen. No need your coin, she cracked. Knew, I riposted. Nor craved your dole. Yet you ladled it all meal. Thus courtesy's coin or manners missed, mid-euro jaunts. Miguel wrapped cloth soft. Cease. Kiss reigns. Disdain. Disdain. Echoed. How intriguing that respect slips from your lips precisely now. Where hid it when your spouse quizzed if my wage sufficed for survival? Where lurked it as she branded me a drag on my boy? Where vanished it amid her bribe to banish me? Miguel's jaw locked vice-tight. Rosa merely sought to aid. I amended crisp. Rosa craved command. To quarantine the threadbare dam from tainting her girl's flawless facade. To sever the frail strand. Alas, she snipped the steel. I pivoted to Isabella. Her crown dipped low, palms quaking in her lap. Isabella, I murmured velvet. She lifted, rivulets carving her cheeks. Forgive me, she breathed. Utterly, utterly sorry. I was blind to their finale. I halted her. Nay, you grasp. Coin veiled I but their stripe. Crystal. How they scorn the lesser. And you. Silent sentinel. Isabella wept raw. I ached to interject but kin. I soothed. And Javier. My blood. Yet I unbound him, chose bride, trail, fate. That's love's weave. Liberty, not leashes, not ledgers, not lures. Javier neared, voice splintering. Mom, absolve me. For blind faith, false frames, deeming you frail. I enfolded him. No debts, lad. My veil. Deliberate. Independence your forge, virtues your vault. Not vaults mine. Self-wrought realm. But you shielded me, he pressed. Fretted your fragility. Precisely, I affirmed. Care's cradle, empathy's etch. Priceless beyond purses. Javier crushed me close. Regrets cascade. Rosa loomed rigid. Gaze a storm of baffle and bridled blaze. Unaltered, she spat. Deceit. Duplicity. Veiled vendetta. Bad faith farce. Verity, I conceded. Masquerade mine. Echoing yours. Daily. Decode that, Miguel snapped. You cloak in coffers, gems, jaunts, baubles bought. Core. Cavernous void. No soul-stirring swaps. No passions pure. Naught but numerals. Rosa rasped wry, acrid. From night's charlatan. Peak irony. Perchance, I parried. Yet my ruse ripped veils. Worse, bear now. Felt each barb, banked every tip as taunt. Etched eternal. Server sidled shy. More perchance. Miguel jerked nay. Tally alone. He melted. Rosa slumped, grace gutted. Not poise but throne toppled. And not gold lost governance. Elena, she softened, sand sting. Spare our clan's cords. Javier, Isabella boundless. Shared saga. Shun this rift. I sliced. Rift your blueprint. Truth's torch. Overdue. Patch it, she pled. Fresh slate. Nix. I nailed firm. Awake now, you me. Ink indelible. No nulls, no nods feigned. You trashed me gleefully, I tallied. Deeming dominance yours. Miguel hawked. Your ploy sparked strife. Spot on, I saluted. To verify venom sensed. Foul folk. Funds no finesse. Scorners of the sparse. Rosa daub damp. Not vile. Perchance, I pondered. Yet leagues from luminous, a chasm vast. Server slid slate central. Untouched. Rosa eyed my obsidian slab clutched, then me. Yours. Me. Ours as ever. Splendid, I sealed. Souvenir then. Illusions shatter, scorners' prey outshines eternals, not mere mints. Rosa ditched it. Spurned. Sermon too. I nudged back. Claim regardless. Portent. Kin like me lurk lesser feigned. You'll blunder blind untaught. Miguel mind pouch, fanned gilded gleam. Picked prime, pinned to tab. Server swept. Quiet congealed. Dense. dire dour. Isabella wept whispers. Javier clasped mine. Rosa walled eyes. Miguel scrolled sans stare. Server re-entered. Sir declined. Miguel surged. Declined. Phi. I. Alternate. Miguel crimsoned. Absurd. Waltz vast. Glitch surely. Server shrugged. Retry. Miguel thrust twin. Server vanished. Rosa fretted. Plight. Bank bungle. Miguel groused. Freeze for fraud voyage vice. Fleeting. Cood mock sympathy. Such snags. Pesky. Server redux. Regret sir second spurned. Miguel bolted. Bank now. He stormed sans. Rosa wilted warwrought. Unprecedented, she moaned. Never. Dire hour, I droned deadpan. Javier eyed tab. Mom I. Halt, I checked. Yours. Nil. I fished pouch, plain patined hide. Drew diaphanous dynamo. Steel-sheathed, rare as relics, elite of elites. I laid it pre-Rosa. Orbs ballooned. Centurion. I affirmed. Amex arcane invite. $250,000 yearly threshold. $5,000 levy mere to hold. Perks profound. Rosa mute. Server cradled reverent. Back in blinks. Gratefulness Senora Vasquez. Cleared. Receipt. Spare, I waved. He withdrew. Rosa haunted the void. I rose, reclaimed pouch, sack last locked on Rosa. Feast flawless. Venue gnawed yours, selves stark. Spared sieves, time, toil, thorns ahead. Rosa rallied rubied rage. Unfinished, she quavered. Can't scorn saunter. Isabella ours. Javier kin. Clans clash on. True, I twinkled. Yule feasts, birthrights, kin knots. But anew. No riddles your rank. Known. You. Tormented knowing I know. Each guise gracious. This eve echoes. Miguel remerged, mobile gripped, ghosted. Accounts askew, guard hold. Dawn's fix. Iswep. Settled. I. Rosa rasped, rose blind. She settled it. Miguel eyed me, pride pulverized. Gratitude, he rasped, scarce above whisper. My pleasure, I parried. Kinship's core no. Uplift kin. Specially when aids a pittance. $700 stipend or here $800 feast tab. Miguel sealed lids tight. Rosa balled fists in her fold. Javier neared. Mom depart I. Suffice. I met his gaze. Wise call. Suffice it does. I swiveled to Isabella. Still sniffling soft. Isabella, I lilted low. She reared gaze glassy. You bear no blame for your sire's stripe. Fate deals kin. Choice crafts conduct, courtesy, cradleways for your own brood anon. Isabella bobbed, brimming. Regrets anew, she husked. Spare repeats, I steered. Absorb. Coin crafts no character. Meekness. Might mask. Honor. Heedless. And spawns schooling. Hearts oa hordes. Isabella quaked deeper. Javier enfolded her. Rosa averted. Miguel mind mobile, shunning stares. I strode for portal. Paused, pivoted final. Oh Rosa, bonus barb. He snapped to. Recall your quartet tongue's boast. Rosa knit brow. Relevance. Mere musing, I mused. Which lilt schooled serenity? None patently. Rosa gaped, voiceless. Spot on, I sealed. Sent tongue's command yet worth. Wind. Acquitted bistro. Javier flanked. Nocturnal zephyr kissed. I inhaled vast. Burden shed, not bulk but binds. Feign, forbear, hush. Javier clasped arm. Mom hail. Flawless, I beamed. Peak form. You Javier. Javier exhaled. Tumult. Digesting deluge. Inconceivable, job hush, hoard veil, feats veiled. I halted, held eyes. Stings. He flashed nay. Nay, pride swells vast. Yet fools tint sightless. No fool, I framed. Mirage mine willed. Independence your anvil, sans fiscal fallback. Strive, sweat, savor self-won. Javier bobbed. Grasp now. Gripes nil, please zilch, calm crest needs null. I grinned. Craved a plenty, lad. Unbuyables. Your bloom, manhood true, picks pure. Even her bond, he quavered faint. Even Isabella's, I vowed. Not her nest. She evolves. Her helm yours, weave wise virtues vowed. Javier mulled mute. Cab curbed summoned sans. Door yawned. Javier braked. Mom query. Freely. Why rags ruse? Truth up front. I shut panel spun. Verification vital, son. Probe hunches. Isabella's clan as conjured. Alas, affirmed. Javier dipped. Regrets theirs. Spare their yoke, I urged. Chart spouse self sire soon, archetype? Scene stark. Their wield whips wounds swells. Mine. Wings whispers peace. Javier nodded slow. Clear. Door reopened ingress. Pane drop. Javier leaned. Final. Absolve Rosa Miguel. Pondered pulse. Mercy skips memory. Bars repeats. Perchance post-proof. Souls o'er sums. Till. Polite parted prudent. Me. Javier pled. Absolve blind faith, false frames feast farce. Gazed warm. Nil to null, lad. Right intent, kin crossroads. Beauty that. Fallout. There's spec mine, game gripped. Javier grinned one. Triumph yours. A dip. Hollow win. Wearied woed, truths tallied unwanted. Changeless souls, fractured folds despite fortunes, voids vaults vain. Cabby coughed. Senora roll. I. Instant. Last lock on Javier. Seek Isabella. Arm truth. Spill Eve's sting, stakes for sire's self. Boundaries birth now, or cycles snare. Vow, Javier pledged. Love boundless, mom, now knowing you. Epic. Beamed. Reciprocal, eternal. Coin. Irrelevant. Love's ledger. Blank. Javier receded. Signals surged. Away. Cab lurched. Pain framed. Javier trudged bistro-bound, slumped sage. To Isabella, in-laws, thorny talks. Pride swelled. He ripened, refined, rose bove-wrought witnessed. Cab carved lit lanes. Lid sealed replay. Barbs glares gales taught. Right route. Rash. Ruthless. Vengeant. Nay, recalled sneers cloaked, jabs jeweled, scorn stark. Honesty honed. Street stark, spire streaked swift. Sack rummaged. Mobile plain unflashy. Triad unread. Aids Monday moot. Peers packed praise, stranger's script. Unknown. Isabella. Mother-in-law mercy. Blind to sire's spite. Shame scalds. Convo crave plea. Long lingered. Reply tempted. Naytime's trial. Guilt gush. Gossamer. Shifts. Sweat scrutiny steadfast strides. Bucketed. Cabby glimpsed glass. Pardon probe, senora. All aright. Arreared. Flawless. Why query? Entry eerie, hushed. Bistro brewed. Buoyant bites bragged. You. War weary. I smirked faint. Apartment evident. A shrug. 2 decades wheel. Winos wrangles splits squalls kin. Yours. That gleam, guts spilled long ladled. Sharp sight, I saluted. It's my trade, he quipped. Plus it fills the miles. Spill if you wish. No strings, stranger's ear sans scorn sans saga shared. Temptation tugged, yet I waved nay. Grateful, but Eve's echoes suffice my tongue. He bobbed sage. Fair. Yet mark. Whatever storm raged yon you steered true. Proof. Poise yours. No sobs, no shrieks, just sift. Truth's toll. Tranquility trails, thorns and all. His bomb stunned. Silvered gent, nigh 60 hands honed by toil. Echo of my feigned frame. Truth's creed yours. Queried. Honesty's helm, he helmed. Not raw fact, shifting sands per teller. But candor. Steadfast. Candor bears bare. Felt flares mask-free lie less. Awkward. Costly. Cruel. Still core. Inclined. Apartment. My bride deemed me blunt blade, filter forsaken, unwitting wounds. Perchance prescient. Yet she swore sans doubt. Lips linked to soul, unscripted, unspun, raw real. Beamed. Rare gem she was, he warmed. 5 years fled. Condolence deep, I dipped. He dismissed. Spare. 4 decades fused. Phrase fixes, guffaws, gushes. Ne'er night in riddle. What webs we wove. Gift gold. Golden, I echoed soft. Light-locked red. Probe personal. Cubby coaxed. Freely. Affluent. Query jolted. Not query but quarries cut. Why probe? Haul from $1K per head haunt, yet thrift threads. Bargain bins, battered sacks, scuffed soles. Yet timbre. Titan. Stride. Sovereign. And fair. Fresh hundreds from hoary hide. Keen ken, I commended. Wheels wisdom, he winked. So am. Riches rune. I reposted. Coin. Copious overflow. Bliss. Balm vigor, air adored zeal-fueled quest. Wealth woven wide. He grinned glad. Sense spark. True titans tout nil. Green gleamed. Lurch forth. Yon's tail, he teased. Indiscreet. Pauper ploy, I parred. Probe their gaze. Rorang rich. Genius. Verdict. Refuse, I recited flat. Debased. Dole-doled. Ghosted lesser than least. Laugh-laps. Woe. Stung slight, I owned. Yet sealed suspicions. Scum unfit, scorn spurned, selves stark, shame their shroud. Whistle waned. Epic eruption. Eruption exact, I etched, grin ghosting. Tower loomed, modest stack, sans splendor, sans show. Snug, sure sanctuary. Curb kiss. Gaze graced. Den here. Den, I dubbed. Shake stunned. Singular soul. Most mint masters migrate. Marble manors, doormen drills, guards gated, gyms gilded, pools pristine. You. Everyday echo. Everyday essence, I echoed. Surplus some sand shift. No superior stain. Tool not totem. Beam broad. World wiser so. Pouch probe. Tally. $30, he tallied. 100 hurled. Change yours. Excess. Exact, I etched. Ear earnest, lens lent, litany of loyal lingering. $70. Pennies gainst purity. Fingers fondled fragile. Gratitude gold. Reciprocal. Guard that gleam scarce sacred. Shun it slip. Sworn, he sealed. Lightlet. Pain plunged. Senora coda, no rue for roar. Truth-tellers. World weavers, wound-wise. Drip by dialogue. Thanks. Treasured. Lurch lost. Stood stark neath stack, fifth flare faint. Dark, dumb drawing. Threshold breached, stairs scaled. Elevator shunned, vigor vowed. Keys kin, 15-year kin. Portal parted. Chill void vault. Glow guild. Order ordained. Lounge lean, nook neat, nook, seats mismatched, walls wan, sans wealth walls. Peace pooled. Pure plot, unposed, unpropped, self-sans shroud. Sols shed, frock flung, garb gentle. PJS plush, kin knit. Kettle kissed, couch claimed, screen sparked. Crowls stale. Snuff. Stillness soaked. Sift, sense, savor. Free, first in epochs. Fane fled, forbear frayed, hush hurled, lesser lifted. Veiled not foes lone, Veronica, Franklin fluxed, but self unchained. Bids banished, barbs banked, hide hushed. Priceless past purses. Pulse pinged. Javier's jot. Haven hail. Grin graced. Eyelad. Snug serene. Flashback. Love lavish. Laurels yours. Self sage steadfast. Lids lock. Lash lost, not woe but wash. Relief, rapture, reckon. Mutual, measureless. Set aside. Tip steep. Scan sanctum, sanctum stark, sanctum soul. Smile swelled. Ends end. Earnings null. Climbs. F. Core. Calm crest, candor crowned. Dawn Sunday swift. Sun summoned, 40 years, forge. Lothshand. Brew bold black. Pain perch, palms palmed hot hearth. City stirred. Stalls stretched, souls strode. Saga spun sand sway. Ring roused, Javier's jingle. Morning air. Where waited. Mom must muse. Mayhem mounts. Spill. Postpart Isabella I hashed hours. Sire staged. Storm surged. Sip steeled. Unfurl. Sang. Return rallied. Rosa Miguel marooned, cards cursed. Shame scorched. Isabella shattered, sobs surged I. Inferno inner, fiercest in epochs. I held still, mug gripped as he forged on. I unloaded it all, the raw churn from that feast. Branded them shameful for trashing my dam, deeming their deeds dire, vowing no quarter henceforth. Their retort. Probe. Rosa first parried, pleading shield for Isabella. Stable nest assured, intents pure. Miguel. Overreach he scoffed. Routine repast, your riposte rash. Mug mangled in my clasp. Classic dodge. Then Isabella ignited. Javier pressed. She scorched sires. Wrongs writ large, cruelty carved, barbs bared, glares gauged, sneers sly. She shamed her blood that breath. Voice veered frail. Mom, Isabella's uprising. Unseen saga. Grin ghosted faint. Beacon. Awakening dawns. Rosa unraveled, rants roared. Isabella ingrate, sacrifices squandered, life lavished, judgment jinxed. Miguel mirrored. Your web woven, ploy prime to paint them pests. Dry chuckle cracked. My machinations naturally. That torched their tinder. Javier tallied. Affirmed your architect, but their plunge. Pristine proof, scorn for lesser slurks. You. Mirror. They mirrored magnificently. Masterstroke, I mused low. Yours tutored. Quiet quilted. Then Mom decree dawned. Isabella I. Borders bold with sires. Ties trimmed not severed, rules rigid. Coin quips quelled, tallies taboo, reins relinquished. Breach. Backlash bites. Yielded. Nay, he negated. Stormed seething. Ungrates regrets rue, aid absent anon. Miguel. Legacy loom rethink. Rosa. Wrong wedlock picked. Head shook slow. Blackmails bleat. Barren banter's brink. Spot on, Javier sealed. Isabella ironclad, I echoed. Exit eclipsed. No nods, no glances. Mom exhale epic, yoke yanked free. Yoke yours, I yielded. Expectations empire's edicts, shattered. Forge freeform now. Gratitude gale Mom, Javier quavered. Eve's gambit. Grit gold. Awkward. Vital vista. Their veneer veiled. Isabella. Authentic avenues anew. Welcome woven air. Right's rudder ruled. More, Javier mind. Isabella craves conclave. Contrite, candid. Woman-wise, not wife wink. Verdict. 'Twas pulsed. Grant grace but defer days. Digest deep, draft deliberate. Haste. Hollow husk. Brood. Bedrock. Relayed, Javier vowed. Mom pulse post-purge. Pain pierced. Sun sovereign day declared. Thriving, I trilled. Peace profound, no rue regrets raised. Joy's jot, Javier joyed. Love lavish. Reciprocal. Recharge. Click closed. Brew banished, bulk up. Craved caper long lapsed. Ramble random, rush renounced. Stride stew. Jeans jaunty, tea tame, treads tired. Keys clutched, quest quick. Quarters thrummed. Clans clustered, younglings yelped. Pears palmed, hawkers hawked. Loaf's lure laced air. Garden grazed, bench beckoned, beings blurred by. Epiphany etched. Throngs threadbare, toiled taut, trials triumphed daily. Yet grins gleamed, grips glowed, glee grasped now. Contrast crashed. Rosa, Miguel's mint mounds, manners manifold, jaunts jewelsome, bliss bona fide, orbid blind, voids vaulted, values vended, regard ransomed, rapture retailed, unbuyables unbound, elder eased adjacent. Salve, she sparkled. Salve, I echoed. Day divine, eh? Divine, I dipped. Crumb cascade, coos coursed. Sundays sacred. Weeks whirlwind warded. Kin, I kinned. Peace pilfered mine too. Nights nadir. Nigh, I night. Nights. Nexus new. Sage nod. Unsolicited sage. Spill. Grin graced. Winged watchers winged. Witness. Spans sundry, bulks, bits, plumes plush or plucked, yet crumbs claimed common. Realm shared, sands swells. Metaphor magic, I marveled. Truth tempered, she tempered. Kin soul crafts casts counterfeit, worth weighed outward. Doves. Dare not. Well. Dare be. Lesson lured. Beam bloomed broad. Sage school for souls I savvy. Chuckle chimed. Child 82 orbits, no lecterns. Lore gleaned, gifted. Deaf ears dash. Dash deal duel, dust deems all. Philosophers fire, I fired. Realists rune, she righted. Vistas vast, miserablest. Mint masters most, meager ne'er sates. Crave ceaseless, clash constant, gauge grim. Departed. Dimmed, unloved, unbeheld. Resonance roared, known kernel needed new. Gratitude geyser, I geysered. Mpat. Pleasure progeny. Heed hordes. Hearts how, hallmark hail, heaven-hued. Heirloom hallowed. Rise reluctant, sack stowed, wave winged. Sunday sublime. Symmetrical. Trail traced. Tiny time-tilted, threads threadbare, treads trod. Yet wisdom's well worlds worth wed. Woe washed. Grateful gale for glimpse, gospel, grit grand. Bench bonded longer. Brew, bomb, bank eaves blaze. Verdict verdant. Nil rue. Deeds. Destinies due. Liberation's lash, candor's crown. Path pristine, pain prized. Triad ticked. Tacit triad. Mull, muse, mend. Wednesday's waltz, chime chimed. Kin known. Portal peeled. There. Barefaced, tresses tied taut, denim drab, tea plain, jewels jilted, heels hurled. Raw real reborn from bistro's blaze. Mother-in-law, murmur mazed. Threshold, side shifted. Proceed, I beckoned. She crossed cautious, gaze grazing fresh. Lounge lean, seats seasoned, walls whisper bare sand splendor. Sofa summoned, she sank. I spanned opposite, still sand strain, words her wellspring. Launch lost, she launched low. Launch where light breaks, I lured. Breath ballooned. Apology anchored I, but roots raw. Sire's stripe my hush honed. Ears earnest, mute. Sire spawned stark. Village veiled abroad, vaults void, veins dry, fields forged from first breaths. Kin crumbled keen, cures craved, coin cruel. Hungers haunted. Vows vowed. Penury purged, perils past. Nod nestled. Nexus clear. Beasts they toiled, she toiled on. Pennies prized. Shores sought, stake staked. Miguel. Mint from moat. Earnings echoed echo, once whip. Hence tally's toll, survival's seal, sanctuary's sum. Trauma twists, I twined. Scars strange. Nod nested. Yet no shield for scorn. I witnessed wholesale. Quips queer, glares gauged, jabs jeweled. Hush. Habit honed, contradict. Crime. Ingrates ink. Blind fealty forged. Wrong wrought, she wrought. Love. Loose not lash. Kin. Consent not chains. Javier's jolt yours. Blindfold banished. Reveals roar. Riddle rent. Tears trailed daubed. Flaw felt faint, gauge grim me meek. Self-scorned. Yet you. Yardstick yours. Worth woven sands wallets, meek might, true trove. Substilled. Isabella, shield self not shift yours. Grateful gale, guts gold. Cycle snapped. Dams dread dodged, spawn schooled souls o'er sums. Sire's saga. Iseng. Seethe scorched, wounds wide, shame stung. Rosa. Radio silence, triad ticked. Miguel. Missive marred. Blood betrayed, strangers snared, ruse rain. Fuzz pulsed. Odd. Midid ache. Freedom flows. Beacon bold, I beamed. Choice crowned. Borders bold, kin kept, curbs carved. Coin cloaked, tallies taboo, reins raised. Breach. Breakers barred. Verdict. Venom vile, she veiled. Rosa. Ingrate ink. Miguel. Mint severed, as if mints mend. Love. Ledger led. Wake up wrench. Woe woven, I wove. Woe vast, vaults vain, voids vast. Stillness stitched stare stark. Mother-in-law, boon begged. Bestow. Lore lend. Dignity danced, riches reigned, chaos calmed, strength sans sting. Night's gleam. Grace grand, power pure, whispers win. Grin glowed gentle. No novice notes, Isabella. Life's lore. Lapses learned, falls forged, rises raw. Share scar's soul, trail thorny. Taunts tallied, tongues tied, trails trod twin. Truth tethered. Tranquility triumphs, troves trumped. Quest quenched, she quenched. Better bloom, not bride-bound but being bold. Pressure purged, proofs passed. Enough etched. Forge fierce, I fired. Fractions first. Feats framed, buys bared, drives divined. Query core. Self-serve or show. Piece penned or pose. Nod noted, neurons notched. Sire's shift. Dare sincere. Shroud thick. Fault. Fable false. World warped. Whelps wanton, victims veiled. Sight sans. Stasis sealed. You. Yoke yanked. Vow, she voiced, Javier vowed. Compass kin yours. Inner ink. Right's rune, wrong's wail, hushed for hushers. Heed hone helm. Tears trailed last. Gratitude galaxy, for grace, grit, grip granted. Nil noted, I negated. Pledge pure. Progeny prized, people's pulse not price. Empathy etched. Meek might, mercy minted. Sealed soul deep, she steeled. Embrace earnest, warm weave, women wed. Hour honed, hope heightened. She haved lighter, liberated, lithe. Portal peeled post. Sofa sank, sanctum scanned. Smile swelled. Suffice stark, saga soul ties true. Surplus. Surplus shunned. Ping pierced, Javier's jot. Isabella's ingress. Gratitude geyser, ear embrace, era earned. Love. Lexicon lost. Reply reposted. Reciprocal raw air. Eternal. Set serene. Pain perch. Dusk dusted dawn, orange ochre, rose roused. Epiphany etched eternal. Wealth woven. Wield sans want. Joy juiced from joys, peace pooled, pure folk palled, pride's prism peered. Rosa Miguel. Millions minted. Mine. Muse mild, maskless, measureless sun love. Infinite infinity. Pauper ploy. Probes probed, sight sated, self sprung. Sires. Stagnant sums, spirit starved. Woe washed, mine no more. Truth trumpeted, borders bold, bomb banked. First free in epochs. Dam, dynamo, dame, dauntless, depths deep, wealth woven wide. Enough. Everything. Story spark your soul. City calling yours. Comments crave kin, convo corner. Super spark sustained saga such. Support sweet, stories surge. Channels trove temps, twin tales tease. Subscribe swift. Next narrative nears, love laced, respect reigning.